So I recently started learning a new solo, the outro solo from Fade to Black by Metallica. It is an incredible solo and it's been a lot of fun so far, but I'm not too far into it yet. And I thought it might just be fun to share a practice session with you where I learn some more parts of the solo and put things together and just kind of share the general learning process. So that is what I'm going to do today. For this solo so far, I've been mostly learning from different YouTube videos, so I'll share some links in the description if you'd like to follow along. So first, let me play through the part that I've learned so far. So that's what I've learned so far, and of course I know it is not up to speed and there are mistakes, but it's kind of a general picture of the first part of the solo, and that's how I tend to learn solos. I like to kind of chunk them into smaller chunks, learn that part generally, and then move on to the next one until I get the whole solo generally down, and then I kind of go back and work on perfecting it and work on speeding up each part individually. Well, I'm pretty confident that in time I'll be able to get most of that first part of the solo down up to speed. There is one lick in here that I am less confident in currently, and it's this one right here. It just feels really tricky to play, and it is very, very fast on the actual song. I don't know, maybe I can do it, but it's going to be a tricky one to get up to speed for sure. So now I just want to try to learn the next part of the solo that comes after and add on to my current solo knowledge. So let's do that now. Okay, so yeah, I think it is pretty similar to the, but it goes further and then kind of comes back up. So we have, something like that. As I've mentioned before, when I'm learning solos like this, I don't really try to get them down exactly like the song at first. I just try to get the notes under my fingers, and then I can later listen to the actual song and play along with it and adjust as need be. But if I learn this kind of basic framework of the solo, then I can more quickly do that later on. Okay, so after this ascending part here, it goes back down, I think. So something like, but yeah, there's a lot of different notes going on here, so let me just play through the whole thing again, just make sure I kind of have it down. Something like that, but I'm definitely going to stumble over that second part now because I haven't practiced it as much yet. Yeah, that was pretty good. Now I'm just going to play through the whole solo that I've learned so far again, just to kind of feel out which parts I still remember. Hopefully most of them. Well, that wasn't bad. I definitely forgot some parts and slowed down because of that, but yeah, kind of remember most of it. From listening to the actual song, I just realized that I've learned about half of the solo time-wise, so that is cool. Made a lot of progress so far, obviously a lot to go, but yeah, about halfway there in terms of mapping out the solo. So next we have something like this. And that took me longer to get down than I would have liked. I think my brain is starting to get tired of learning new parts, so I think we're almost at the end of the new things we're going to learn here. But let me try putting kind of the last section I learned all together. Yeah, pretty much have it down there in terms of all the notes. Okay, I think I'm getting towards the end of what I can learn that's new in this practice session. Like, I think that I wouldn't really remember much more if I learned too much more, but let's just learn one more little part and then we'll call it there for today. Another pretty satisfying lick to play there. Okay, so let's put the last part I learned together with this one. Yeah, not bad. Obviously needs some work, but kind of remember it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with my progress on this over this practice session. We've learned a lot of new parts, and I think we've gotten over halfway through the solo now in terms of time, so that is awesome. I think that coming back to the solo tomorrow, I will have probably forgotten some parts of it, but those parts will come back really fast now that I've learned them this first time through. As I keep saying, the solo is just super satisfying to play, and I love a lot of these scale licks. I mean, they're pretty simple in terms of what's going on, but they're just really enjoyable to play, at least for me. As I said at the beginning, I still think that so far the most challenging part of the solo for me is going to be getting that one lick near the beginning up to speed at all. It's just really tricky. That lick there, it's really fast in the song, so that one is going to require the most practice, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable with most other parts of the solo, even though I will have to work on getting them up to speed as well. So let me just try playing the solo one time through to close out this practice session, just to kind of connect the dots in my head. Well, not perfect, I definitely forgot some parts there, but you know, doing pretty well. I feel like some parts in the beginning of the solo I'm getting confused now, with some parts later in the solo I'm kind of forgetting which parts come where, but that's to be expected because I mostly worked on the second half of the solo today, and I didn't really spend that much time on the first part I learned, but yeah, doing pretty well. Please let me know if you enjoyed this sort of practice session video. I haven't really done one exactly like this before, so I'm interested in your thoughts. As I mentioned, I'll have links in the video description to any lessons I've used so far to learn the solo if you're interested in learning as well. I'm off now to give my hand a rest, and hopefully let all these different patterns I learned today sink in further. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.